A second person has died as a result of this weekend's head-on crash on I-75 in Madison County. Hear from a man who helped pull some of those victims to safety.
A Frankfort man accused of beating his girlfriend to death last year has accepted a plea deal.
He should have got life. He took mine.
It has been a cold Tuesday out there for you, and this will carry over into the brand new year as we head toward Wednesday and Thursday. We'll only see temperatures again in the 30s, much like today. I'll have the latest on the cold.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at Noon.
Good afternoon and welcome to WKYT News at Noon. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith, in today for Barbara Bailey, who has the day off. A sad update now to a story we've been tracking since the weekend. A second person has died as a result of a fiery crash on I-75 in Madison County. The Fayette County Coroner's Office says 38-year-old Melissa Mead died this morning at UK Hospital.
Her car crashed into a van on Saturday night, and 41-year-old Christopher Truesdale was also killed in that fiery wreck. WKYT's Hillary Thornton has reaction from a man who was one of several people who helped pull victims from the car, including 2 children. That is our top story at noon. Hillary?
Army Ranger Joshua Settle was driving back to Fort Benning, Georgia after visiting his family here in Kentucky as he approached mile marker 96 just after that violent crash.
We're coming down 75 and we see this fire on the side of the road, and so me and my wife start pulling up closer, and then I see traffic stopping.
What he saw was the aftermath of a head-on crash. Investigators say a car driven by Melissa Mead and a van driven by Christopher Truesdale collided, causing Truesdale's van to catch fire.
I get closer, pull off the side of the road, throw my hazards on.
Settle says he and many other drivers in the area immediately jumped out. He first went to the van engulfed in flames.
Pinned from his knees down, like inside the vehicle. Front 2 tires kind of exploded and kind of forced the people to back off.
Then to the car where they pulled the mother and 2 children to safety.
I was like, make sure we get them away from the vehicle, because it started to catch fire too, and the engine actually did catch fire.
All 4 victims were rushed to UK Hospital. Both Truesdale and Mead died from their injuries.
Oh man, maybe I could have done this, or maybe I could have done that, maybe I could have, if only I would have had a fire extinguisher. 2 kids lost their mom, and some other family lost brother, father.
Settle says his thoughts are with those families as well as all the others who responded to the crash. He also says he is hopeful the children will make a full recovery. In Madison County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Hillary, thank you. And the crash remains under investigation by the Madison County Sheriff's Office. And 1 person is dead after an early morning crash in eastern Kentucky that happened on US 119 at the intersection of Kentucky 805 in Kona near the Jenkins community in Letcher County. Police say 2 cars were involved and that the road was shut down while police investigated. US 119 is back open here at midday. The victim's name has not yet been released to us. Kentucky State Police investigating a deadly crash in southern Kentucky. Troopers say 35-year-old Jackie Lynch of Albany lost control in a curve on Kentucky 350 in Clinton County and was then hit by a Dodge pickup. Lynch later died at the hospital, and investigators say the driver and a passenger in the pickup were taken to a hospital. We don't have an update on their conditions at this time.
2 people accused in a central Kentucky murder will make their first appearance in court in less than an hour. Lamont Wilkerson is charged with murder, Lillian Barnett with complicity to murder. Amber Caudill was shot and killed last week when bullets came through the ceiling of an apartment in Winchester. Police say they were fired from an apartment above. Another person of interest in the case is still on the run. Well, it started as an argument between a couple, but police say it ended with one of them dead. 41-year-old Brian Reed was charged with murder for the death of his girlfriend Gypsy Reyes in Frankfort last year. This morning, Reed pleaded guilty to a lesser charge as part of a plea deal. WKYT's Mark Barber is in Franklin County with the latest on the case.
Gypsy Rey's mother says this plea deal isn't giving her any closure. She says since Brian Reed took her daughter's life, he should have been sentenced to life in prison. Instead, the 41-year-old pleaded guilty to first-degree manslaughter. Reed was charged with murder in the beating death of Reyes last May. That's when police say they found the 28-year-old dead in her apartment on Ewing Court in Frankfort. Police say an argument between Reyes and her on-again, off-again boyfriend ended with her death. Reyes was the mother of 2 children. We're told Reed is the father of one of them. In court today, he didn't say much, but he did admit that he violated an emergency protective order involving Reyes. The Commonwealth's attorney says Reed was eligible for the death penalty. However, he believes they reached a plea deal that is acceptable for everyone. Reyes' mother, Patricia Murphy, tells us she isn't satisfied.
He took my daughter's life. I mean, he should have got life. He took mine.
So justice wasn't served?
No, sir.
Reed will be sentenced on February the 6th. He's facing up to 20 years in prison. In Frankfort, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Well, Reed's family was in court, but they did not want to comment on the case. A Central Kentucky man is behind bars this midday, charged with stealing nearly $90,000 from his grandfather. John Griffin is in the Franklin County Regional Jail facing 68 theft and fraud charges. Sheriff Pat Melton told our sister station the thefts happened over the course of the year after the victim allowed his grandson to move in. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office says Griffin wrote checks totaling $47,000 and spent more than $40,000 on a credit card belonging to his grandfather.
Well, police are hoping that a surveillance picture will help them catch a Central Kentucky robbery suspect, and there it is. The man is accused of robbing the check advance on Perryville Road on Saturday. An employee told police the man walked in and pulled out a gun and demanded cash. Police say the suspect is about 5'8" to 5'10", weighed around 200 pounds. Well, we're seeing some sunny skies in the bluegrass here at midday, but don't let that fool you. It is cold out there today, and temperatures are expected to drop even more as we head into the new year. WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell live now at our First Alert Weather Center with a look at that. Jim?
Yeah, that's just the beginning right here. The cold temperatures you're seeing out there now, we might not even get to those once we cross over into New Year's Eve, especially tomorrow. We look and see what's going on with the fender outside. Luckily, no precipitation, because if we did, we'd be talking about snow out there because of these cold temperatures, so all quiet there. We look across Kentucky right now in Corbin, up to 34 degrees. That's kind of a warm spot down there, so they finally made it above freezing, as we have here in Lexington as well. We'll only go up a couple more degrees, though, so keep that in mind, maxing out in the mid-30s. Now, as we look at our daily breakdown, the temps will trend colder throughout most of this 7-day forecast compared to where we have been. We've had 40 and 50-degree days here recently, but we're going to try to track that right out of here. It's dry and cold to start 2015, and then we start tracking some wintry potential toward the end of the week and into the first weekend of 2015. Maybe a little snow action trying to show up here. We'll track it a little more for you coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, keeps it interesting. Thank you, Jim. The Christian Ministry, which operates the Creation Museum in northern Kentucky, will be running a video ad in Times Square in New York City during the annual New Year's Eve celebration.
Answers in Genesis says the 15-second message will be broadcast on New Year's Eve and on January 1st. The message says, "To all our intolerant liberal friends, thank God for freedom." The message is similar to one posted earlier this month in Lexington. It referenced plans to build a Noah's Ark themed park in Grant County. Also, a basketball player and cancer patient, Lauren Hill, is challenging and encouraging others to help her reach a very personal goal. She hopes today's telethon, hosted by TV stations in Cincinnati, will push donations over the $1 million mark. So far, Hill has helped to raise more than $800,000 for cancer research and treatment through the charity The Cure Starts Now. She got national attention when she played in a basketball game for Mount St. Joseph, despite suffering from an inoperable brain tumor, which was diagnosed a year ago.